Hello guys, I'm just doing a quick reading for YouTube, and I'm going to admit, first off, I'm a little bit nervous. I've never uploaded my readings to YouTube before for collective reads. I normally do readings for family, friends, and just generally people that ask for help. So yeah, not really a flashy, out there type of reader, but I have been reading for 6, maybe 7 years now. I get downloads, I get messages in dreams, I get messages from astral travelling, clairaudient. There's a lot. I could be here for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes talking about this kind of stuff that I'm into. So yeah, we've all been there where we think that we're weird and kind of like freaks of nature because we have these different experiences, but I had to have a lot of trauma growing up in my adult life. I went through everything I probably shouldn't have, and you know, you get dragged through things, but me personally, I think it's for a good reason, because you end up being the best version that you possibly can be. So yeah, never done this before. I am from the West Midlands. You can probably tell by my accent, it's not posh. So I've cleansed my energy, I've cleansed my third eye, I've cleansed all my cards, I've cleansed the room. I've got some nice high frequency music on in the background. I've got my trusty little friend coming for the ride. So yeah, I'm going to use quite a few decks today. They're all new. This is as well why I wanted to come on and do this reading. I find them to be quite powerful, along with my energy and my gifts. And as we're all aware, everybody's gifted. Every single person, every single soul is gifted, but due to life paths, what we pay attention to, whether we're present or not, that will decipher whether we tap into those gifts, or through lifestyle choices, they might lay dormant in us until the day we pass. Everyone's different, okay? Right, let's get into it. I've already shuffled the cards. As I said, I've already cleaned them, so I'm just going to get right into it. And this deck is Unlock the Secrets of Your Dreams, okay? I have got traditional decks, but as I say, these are all new, so I wanted to give them a try. So, last night, I had a very strange dream. I was living with a friend, and this is a friend that I'm not that close with anymore. And I remember pottering around the house, you know, fixing myself something to eat, running myself a bath, and while I'm doing these things, I'm thinking of this friend that I'm staying with at this time. And then midway through the dream, an ex of mine has popped into the dream with his friend, and they're both sitting on the sofa, I'm sitting on the chair. I've got up to walk through to the kitchen, and I've checked my reflection in, I think it was the TV screen, and I'd got like a flowing type of dress on, and I looked and thought, oh, you look nice. And to look a little nicer, I pulled my stomach in. I pulled my tummy in to look a little bit nicer. You know, just being honest about this dream. I've come back to the room where the ex and the friend are, and as I say, they're sat on the sofa against the main wall, and then I'm sat on a chair, a single chair on my own, and he's sitting there, the ex, not the friend, the ex, he's sitting there trying to tell me why the relationship ended. And I'm just looking, observing what he's saying, you know, listening, paying attention to what he's saying. And I look at his friend to observe his face, and and he's giving me the facial expression of this man's chatting pure doo-doo, right? So I continue listening to this ex, and he's saying, you know, the relationship ended because you did this and because you did that, and you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and you said this and you said that, and basically a lot of blame placing onto me. And I very calmly looked up at him and said, no, our relationship ended because you did this, which was cheating. You did this, which was lying in my face. You did this, which was mocking me and getting so much bloody pleasure out of it. Like, I've never understood how a human can bring someone down so much and get a kick out of it. Because to me that's abnormal behaviour. Like, I like to build people. Yeah, I like to be truthful. I'm not going to go to a friend and say, oh, you've been drinking, that's fine, it's okay to have a drink, you know. I'm going to say to that person, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life, you know? So it's part of me just likes to keep things real. I just like to keep things real. So I've told him, you know, you did this, you did that, you did that, you did this, you said that, you said that. And the friend had a facial expression on him as if to say, like, yeah man, yeah, tell him. So I really feel like maybe someone out there, you've come away from a person, a partner, whether it be a female or a male, you've ended the relationship, you've probably gone through an awful lot with this person, and they've blamed you for everything. Then they've gone around to their family, their loved ones, their family members, their friends, their associates, or whoever it might be, and they've really, like, dragged you through the mud. They've dragged your name through the mud, and it wasn't even true. Okay, I feel like maybe you was with this person and you was trying to keep the relationship going. I feel that you was with this person for a long time as well, an awful long time, and it just started to dwindle. You always knew that this wasn't the right person for you, but based on your heart and your soul, you tried to make it work because you did genuinely love this person, and you wanted to move forward, do things together, create things together, and this person just put every blockage and every stoppage into the relationship possible to just hinder the way the relationship blossomed and ended up, basically. So you've made that conscious decision from sitting there with yourself, going into yourself, thinking about what you really want, and is it really serving you? Is it going to bring you to what you should really be doing in your highest timeline? Like, your highest timeline is where you should be or where you're going, and this person hindered that for both of you. You both could have had a lot together. You could have established a lot together. You could have been a really solid couple, but it was more you giving more than the other person was giving, and that could have been financially, physically, emotionally, mentally. You just carry the burdens of the whole entire relationship. Now, there is burdens in every relationship because, you know, relationships, they're there to test us. Even the most spiritual couples, they're going to have problems, but the key is that you respect each other, you sit down, you hear each other out, and you come over the obstacles that have been placed in front of the relationship, and that's how you move forward, strategically move forward, and it's all about love and respect. Okay, anyway, that was the dream I had. And with the friend giving the facial expressions, the pulling the faces that he was doing, the way he was looking and moving his eyes and stuff like that, I feel that these friends or these people that he's talking about you to, they already know the truth. They already know that this person is basically talking waffle. You know, they're just waffling crap. So yeah, let's bear that in mind, that these people he's talking to they're fully aware that this is a troubled person and nothing's ever good enough for them. Nothing and no one is ever good enough for them. But this person's had a lot of enablers in their life. And again, I might say he throughout this video, but it could be a she. Okay, so put it wherever it fits for you. If you're a man, it could be a woman. If you're a woman, it could be a man. If you're in the same sex relationship, it could be the same sex as yourself. Just put it where it fits. Okay, so we're going to get into these unlock your secrets. Unlock the secrets of your dreams, I should say. Okay, so I've pulled out 4 to start with, because I have got a lot of decks I'm going to use today. So the first one is enemy. The enemy card symbolises inner conflict or external challenges. Dreaming of an enemy suggests unresolved struggles, either emotional or situational. It represents resistance from others or within yourself. This dream encourages you to confront internal battles and find the strength to overcome them. So this could be your energy being kind of like an enemy to yourself, your own worst enemy, or it could be from the outside coming in. So this could be someone in your life, whether it be your ex or a friend or a family member. It could be them being kind of like a secret little enemy. Now, it doesn't always mean that an enemy is doing things to hold you back in life, but it could very well be that. Okay, so you will understand more on that for yourself. So the conflict could be anything from petty little arguments with friends or family members. It could be you arguing with yourself, literally arguing with yourself. It's saying to confront internal battles and find the strength to overcome them. So basically the card, if it's you that's your own worst enemy, it's asking you to go into yourself and really dig deep into your soul, dig deep into your higher self, sit and meditate and ask yourself, why do I feel like this about myself? And that's if you feel negative about yourself or something good happens and you feel that you don't deserve it. If that's not the case, then it would be an external enemy, which is not yourself basically. This is like a family member, a friend, a loved one, an ex, excuse me, could be anyone. The second card is anger. And anger represents repressed emotions, unmet needs. When anger appears in your dream, it's an expression of dissatisfaction with certain aspects of your life. It serves as a warning to learn how to express your emotions healthily. Anger often hides deep desires or disappointments, and it's these feelings that motivate you to take action and break through obstacles. So the picture on the card is of a male. Could be a female, doesn't really matter, but the depicted picture is a man, and he's on bended knee, screaming up at the skies. Looks like he's got a lot of water around him. You can see that. Okay, this is embedded anger inside you. Okay, and it's understandable. I've been there. I've had anger embedded. I always used to think to myself, I just need to go to a field where no one's looking, no one's watching, and just absolutely scream my head off. That's what I used to think, but I never did that. I internally screamed. I've screamed to God, I've screamed to Jesus, I've screamed to, the Egyptian goddesses and gods internally, but it all helps. A release is a release, even if it's not a physical release. It can be an inner, okay, an inner scream. You can release that. So sit with yourself and meditate. Ask why you've got this anger. What is it? And then you will see the steps, or you'll be guided to unlock that anger and release it. You can do rituals, and a ritual doesn't have to be like all woohoo stuff, like witchy stuff. A little ritual can be you sitting in a room with a couple of candles lit in a safe space, a nice clean safe space, and just telling the universe that you want to release these things. Give them to the universe, give them to God, give them to Jesus, or whatever you believe in. That's a way of releasing these things, and it might sound soft, but it does work. It really does work. The third card is flying. And remember as well, these are dream cards. So these could be things that are going on in your physical life, in your mind, or in your dreams. They could be coming out in dreams. A lot of repressed emotions and feelings do pop up in our dreams, okay? So just be aware of that. So the third one is flying, and flying symbolises spiritual elevation, freedom, transcendence. Dreaming of flying suggests you're breaking free from limitations and reaching a higher state of awareness. It invites you to embrace freedom, release old restrictions, and pursue your dreams without fear. Flying opens new perspectives and endless possibilities, reminding you that there's much to explore when you transcend your boundaries. So this is basically saying, when you cleanse out those two top cards, the inner enemy or outer enemy, and the anger that you're repressing in yourself, you will be able to fly more in life, fly more spiritually. It already says it symbolises spiritual elevation. Now, I had a dream quite some time back, it was probably 2 or 3 weeks back now, and I'll say it was a dream, but it was more like a lucid dreaming or astral travelling. I was flying around a workplace that I work at, and it felt real. The dream felt really real, and I remember telling myself in this dream, once you approach that doorway to go back, push your hand on the top, like the wood, look, say that's a doorway, yeah? I was telling myself, grab the doorway and push yourself down to see if you're actually flying or if you're just being delusional. And then in that same dream, I told myself, no, don't do it. I don't want to know. And I had that dream interpreted as me using intuition in a dream, not just in my waking life. So I was trusting what I was doing, and I was trusting what I was seeing. So maybe you need to do that. Trust and believe yourself more. Like, stop questioning yourself. If you have something that pops into your head to do, and it's not illegal, do it. What's the harm? What's the harm of trying to elevate yourself, whether it's a little thing or a really big thing? It doesn't matter. The trying is the whole benefit, because you might try something once, 2 times, 3 times, but then the 4th time you smash it, okay? So just go with the flow, and as long as it's not illegal, or you're not hurting anybody, or you're not bringing anyone else down, do it. Just do it, okay? Once you start giving yourself more trust, like trusting in yourself, okay, life will open new paths, okay? So imagine this is your life, yeah? Let me turn these around. Imagine you've got these 2 doorways, yeah? And you want to go through one of the doors, but you're like, oh, which one do I go through, which one do I go through? And you're pulling between either decision. Do I take the left, do I take the right? Okay? That indecisiveness is exactly what's holding you back. So you need to just sit down, choose a path, and go for it. Okay? Just go for it. You will be thankful that you did. Practice trusting yourself. Okay? Practice trusting yourself. Now, back when I was a bit younger, and I'm talking early 20s, I'd meet people and I'd think, I don't really think that person's for me. I'm getting that they're not really a nice person. They don't have a clean soul. I would ignore myself and tell myself, no, my name's Danielle, by the way, call me Dani. I'd say, no, Dani, you're being judgmental. You're just being judgmental, right? Whether it was months or years later, that person would break my heart or hurt me in some way. or bring me down, right? And it took me years to trust my own intuition. It took me absolutely years. And I always knew, I always said, oh no, this person's no good for me. But I didn't listen. Because of being, religion sometimes can play a big part in people not trusting themselves because you're told not to judge. And that really messed with me, because by not judging people, I got hurt multiple times. It was ridiculous. So always trust yourself. Okay? Always trust yourself. The fourth card is the train. The train symbolises the path of fate and journey of life. Dreaming of a train signals that destiny is in motion. Whether you're ready or not, it reminds you that life is a continuous journey, with each step serving a purpose. The train encourages you to keep moving forward, embracing new adventures that will lead you to your destination in time. Okay? So that for me is quite a good card. The cards are very sunny, very shiny, very light and bright. And it also shows moving forward, because trains never go backwards, trains always go forwards. Okay? So maybe if you've had trains popping up in your dreams, that's a calling to move forward. Follow your intuition, follow your instincts. And it's always the first one. It's always the first thought. Okay, so if you get a message about someone not being good for you and it's the first thing you think when you see them, follow it. Don't tell yourself, nah, I'm just being soft, or I'm just being... No, you're not. Intuition is intuition. And it'll knock at the door before anything else. Okay, so those are the first 4 cards. The next one I'm going to do is... what's this deck called again? Sorry. They are new, so... Oh. These are soul contract cards. So we're going to go in and see what's being said. I have already shuffled these. Right, so the first one is serenity within. Peace, calm, inner stability. Find serenity within yourself. It's an unshakable foundation for facing life's challenges. So this is speaking about finding peace, okay? Finding that tranquil space to be able to have some peace, have calmness, and find inner stability, okay? Finding balance. There's water in this card again. And for me, water is free flowing, just like intuition. So this whole reading is giving a lot of intuition. So for me, you're probably gifted and you're not trusting yourself, which is also something that I went through, and it caused me no end of problems. So just trust yourself. The worst that can happen is you move on and try again. It could be anything. It could be about a job. It doesn't have to be about people. It can be about a job. It can be about a home. It can be what to eat for dinner. We use our intuition for everything. Absolutely everything. The second one is Path of Miracles, which is magical encounters, spiritual journey, inner awakening. So again, this whole read is very giving a lot of spiritual enlightenment that you're not listening to. You're not trusting yourself. The universe is laying out a path of miracles for you. Trust it and follow it, is what this card is saying. So that's what you need to do. You see the winding path to higher enlightenment. You need to follow this path, and you need to follow it on your own. You can't You can't. You can have awakenings with other people, but in my personal experience, you need to do it on your own, okay? Because their thoughts and their interpretations might hinder your path, okay? So I would always suggest that if you're going through a spiritual awakening or you're on a spiritual path, majority of it, go on your own. Or if you do go with people, just bear in mind that not everything in everybody else's life is for you. We've all got our own places to be with our own people to see, okay? There's a lot of symbolism in this card. There's even crystals, there's other people. Now, these other people, I don't know if you can see that. These people, they're on the path with others, okay? They're at the start of the path. This is calling for you, look, to go on your own, because you want to get to the top. You want to get the big fruit, the big enlightenment, when you go on your own, okay? People will drag you back, and also some people will become, I'm going to say jealous, but it doesn't always have to be jealousy. It can just be like, oh well, why has he got that far and I haven't? Why has she got that far and I haven't? And stuff like that will bring you back, even if you're not aware that it's being said, okay? So you need to follow the path on your own and trust your intuition, because without trusting your intuition, you're going to hold yourself back. And by not trusting your intuition, you're kind of telling the universe that you don't believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to attain the end goal, which is a higher consciousness, a peaceful life, living in your purpose, doing what you're supposed to be doing, helping others, all things like this have to be followed on your own, okay? These people at the front that are going in pairs, they're taking friends or loved ones with them or whatever, they're at the start. They're going to wind up this road, up this path, and ending up coming away and having to go solo, because spiritual journeys are solo, okay? The only time you will have guidance or a friend to help you level up is going to be your guides, your ancestors, your passed on loved ones. It's not going to be an earthly being, because we all have our own place to go, okay? So it's okay to delve into things with people, but use discernment, because you don't want someone coming along and telling you something that you need to know is not the right way, or you're not understanding it correctly, okay? Because again, that's them teaching you not to trust your own intuition, which you should trust your own intuition, because that's why you've got it. You don't have your own intuition to go and listen to somebody else's, if that makes sense. It's for you, it's your path, it's your victory and it's your glory when you get up here, okay? Doing it together is going to hinder you. It's going to hinder you from reaching the top. These people are still at the beginning, okay? And if you keep on trying to do it with friends or relatives or whatever, it's going to hold you back. You need to be on the path on your own, and the stronger you get in your spiritual enlightenment, the better. This is like Christ consciousness, okay? And you're not going to get there by following other people's paths, listening to other people's information. You can get your own information from your own mind. All you have to do is meditate. That is all, okay? Excuse me. Right, the third card is Soul Guardian. Your Soul Guardian is here to protect and guide you. Trust in their presence to strengthen your spirit and lead you on your path. Spiritual protector, personal guidance, inner strength, okay? And it relates to the last card, what we were just talking about, doing your spiritual path on your own. You don't need other people to guide you. You've already got spiritual guides. You've already got them. You just need to tap into them and listen. Okay? On this card, see, human, higher self, enlightened, higher self. Okay? And by taking the path on your own, you'll find the keys to obtain it quicker. Alright? So definitely stick to your own course, stick to your own path. Don't jump on somebody else's path. Spiritual protector is going to be either your higher self, or a passed on loved one, or a spirit guide that protects you, so you're protected as well. So when it was talking about the enemy in the first card, the very first card, you would be protected from that person, but obviously it's a reading, so you still need to be aware that potentially, if it's not yourself, potentially it's someone else trying to hold you back. Maybe it's this friend that claims to be on the same path. Personal guidance. You can personally guide yourself, right? You can sit in your bedroom. I wouldn't suggest meditating lying down, because in my experience I always fall asleep when I meditate lying down, and I just get so annoyed at myself. So do it sitting up. Cleanse yourself first, right? Put in your protection first. Call in your guides, and all you've got to do to call in your guides is sit there, be present, do breath work, breathing in your nose, blowing out your mouth. Feel the rhythm, feel the breath going all through your body, down your arms, into your fingertips, down your chest, down your heart. Feel it encapsulate your heart, everything, your tummy, your hips, your legs, your knees, everything. Feel it all, feel everything. And by doing that, you know that you're present, and you will feel so relaxed. Once you're relaxed, if your third eye's open, you're going to start getting messages straight away. If your third eye's not open, you can work towards that. There's loads and loads of videos on YouTube. They're guided meditations, and I used them a lot years back. I used them a lot to open my third eye. And I know my third eye's open because I've heard my spirit guide tell me that she's so proud of me because of the stuff I've overcome. Okay? So your spiritual guidance, your personal guidance will be yourself through messages from the divine. Okay? But you have to be present, and you have to sit and seek them out. They will drop them to you, but if your third eye is not open, or your physical body is not clean, say for instance, like say someone's got a drug addiction and they drink every day, that person is not going to get messages. Come on. Your body has to be in a clean state, not perfect. I never touched alcohol for about 3 years straight, thinking, if I drink, I can't connect. BS. Absolute BS. We're here to have a human experience, okay? To feel, to learn, to grow. And to do that, we've got to do positive and negative things. And to me, drinking is a negative thing, but it's a massive social thing to do. So I do have, like, if I go for a meal, or I pop out somewhere and someone's like, oh, do you want a drink? I'll look at how I feel in that moment, and if I already feel a bit down or a bit shitty or a bit negative, I'm not going to drink. I'm going to refuse it. But if I feel high-spirited and I feel good, and I'm feeling quite positive and high vibing, I'll be like, yeah, go on then, I'll have one. I'll have 1, 2, 3 max, then I'll stop. That way I'll still stay connected to source. And the thing is as well, it's okay to have a drink now and again. It's just not okay to overindulge in that drink, because then it changes who you are. It changes how you think, how you feel. You feel negative about yourself. Have you ever had a hangover and you're like, oh, I'm never drinking again, I'm never drinking again, but then the next weekend you're drinking again, doing exactly the same thing, and we're drinking it in excess. So we end up carrying feeling crappy for such a long time. I remember my hangovers used to last like 3-4 days, and sometimes even a week, and I couldn't do it. I thought, I can't do this, you know. So, and I've never been a big drinker. I was a social drinker. I was drinking because it's all my friends used to do. It's all my friends used to do. Meet up, have a drink, you know. So you can drink, you just can't drink in excess. It's all about control. I still eat chocolate, I eat sugary stuff. Not every day. Everything is about self-control, okay? And you can still stay connected to source, right? Inner strength is just exactly what it says on the tin. It's inner strength. It's a strength that comes from deep in yourself, and you don't understand how you've got it, where it's come from, but you find yourself being able to overcome things a bit better than maybe other people. And I do not mean that in any type of disrespectful way or hierarchy way, because it doesn't make you better than anybody else. It just is what it is, okay? Some people can go through things and it sends them wild, right? They end up drinking themselves into oblivion. They end up taking on a bad path that they know they shouldn't do. They know they shouldn't do, but they do it anyway because they're hurting, right? They feel pain and they can't expel the pain out of their body. So they do things that hides the pain and covers the pain up, which is alcohol, drugs, you know, just delving into things that are low vibrational and you shouldn't really do, but they're doing it continuously. And that can break a soul as well as the initial pain that made them take that route in the first place. But you don't, okay? And the fact that you don't shows that you've got deep embedded inner strength, like so strong a cannonball couldn't break you, okay? And we have to use this gift because it is a gift. It's not given to everyone. Well, it is given to everyone. I shouldn't really say it like that. It is given to everyone. Not everyone taps into it, okay? That inner strength, that inner fire, that I want this and I want that, and knowing what you want and knowing what you don't want. When something happens that doesn't align with what you want, you've got the strength to deal with it, okay? So you are protected. You are spiritually protected. So if the enemy's not yourself and it's an external person, their attacks, you might feel it, but it's not going to stop you. You might feel the attacks. And attacks could be physical attacks. They could be attacking your home, attacking your peace. Or it could just be them verbally saying negative things about you behind your back. And if it's a group of people, that would be a little collective of people saying the same things. So it would vibrate in the universe stronger because there's multiple people doing it. And they do say that words are spells. So when you're talking and you're saying things, you're casting spells, which I do believe in that. But these words that potentially people could be saying about you, you might feel them, okay? You might feel an attack, and that can be chest pain, negative thoughts, little pinging headaches, okay? But it's not going to hinder you, it's not going to stop you. Also as well, when I believe, not everyone might believe this, but I personally believe when people do things like black magic, voodoo, sit there slagging you off to do like kind of dark spiritual work on a person, if you're aware that the person's doing it, it doesn't work. Whereas if you're unaware and you don't know that people are doing it, then there's more power behind that attack. Whereas if you know that people are doing that, it weakens the attack. So then it'll just show up in a body format, like a ping here or a flutter there, or you might have just a little quick bout of anxiety and then it disappears. That is an attack, okay? But you are spiritually protected, so even though you might feel it a little bit, it's not going to hinder you or stop you on your path, okay? Pretty much just something that's annoying. Okay, so the fourth card is Shift in Perspective. View life from a higher perspective and discover hidden harmony and meaning. Spiritual elevation, expansive vision and consciousness expansion. So this again, now I was literally last night talking to someone, a friend, about me being able to see grids, okay, and this reading resonates for me a lot, you know, but it is a collective read, so it is for you guys as well. If it resonates for you, it's for you, okay? Look at the grids. Those are grids on the floor, and I was talking about seeing static energy. When I look out the window, I see static energy, like it looks like snow fluff just dancing and bouncing around, but I call it static because it reminds me of, you know, the back in the day TVs we'd have, and you'd switch it on, your aerial wasn't the best, so you'd get these black and white dots and it was just bouncing everywhere, like really chaotic bouncing and dancing around. Like that reminded me of what I see when I look outside into the atmosphere, and I just focus beyond what I'm trying to focus on. So then I end up seeing these little bits in the atmosphere. And one time, like I work for the NHS, and sometimes I get really overwhelmed, but to the point that I feel like crying and going home, you know. So I'll disappear outside for a little break, and I'll sit there just to be present and find a bit of peace, okay? And I'll look at the floor and I start seeing blocks, like literally like this, grids on the floor. But then when I look away, they disappear. I look back, they start forming again. So someone has got the ability to see grids in the universe. So you're seeing beyond the 3D illusion of this world. You see beyond, okay? Another time I was at work and I was looking up at the sky, and I got my sunglasses on because it was a really, really hot sunny day, and I was just staring into the sky. I often do that. I like peace. I like being present, and I like peace and tranquility. So I was just probably had a stressful day, and I'm just staring into the sky with my sunglasses on, and all of a sudden I look and I can see like blobs of pastel green and pastel pink, and I thought, oh my god, what is that? What the hell is that? And I'm staring, and I pull my sunglasses down and I look, thinking, am I really seeing this? Or am I being delusional? And I pull my glasses down, and it's still there. It's still there in the sky. And I never knew what it was. But obviously I know now. I was seeing beyond the veil. The veil was getting thin. But at that time, my friend, my work colleague, she's looking at me and she's like, Dan, what are you doing? What are you looking at? And I'm like, because I got really excited. And I was like, oh my god, can you see that? Can you see that in the sky? Can you see that there? And she went, what? I went, that there? Can you not see that? And she's like, oh yeah, I can see it. She couldn't see it. Only I could see it. And for months on end, it boggled me, like, why did I see that and no one else did? That's your calling. Well, it's not so much a calling, but it is a calling. It's calling you to notice that you see beyond the veil. You see beyond this 3D reality of illusions that we live in, okay? That is awesome. That is really awesome. So, someone out there, You have more gifts than you realise, and you're not trusting yourself. You're not trusting yourself with these gifts, and therefore they're just going to lie dormant. If you leave them to lie dormant, you're going to struggle in life, because let me tell you something. When you get called on a spiritual path, right, to evolve and become enlightened and to tap into things that you should have in this life, if you ignore those calls, your life is going to be so traumatising, right? You're going to learn the hard way. And trust me, I've been there. I have been there. Okay? You're going to get used, abused and dashed out like a dirty old sock. Right? People will take advantage. This is your call. You need to trust yourself. Okay? And also it says, the card says, shift in perspective. So you need to shift your perspective, maybe on what you think of yourself or the world around you. And that's not to say that you've got to start thinking, oh, I'm better than everyone else. Not at all. Because, again, every human born is capable of this. It's just whether we open up to it, whether we answer the call, whether we sit and practice our gifts. You know, you can get the inkling or the download that you have a gift and not know how to use it. So then you've got to do the work to learn how to use it. And the best way you're going to do that is online. Researching books. I have lots of books. Books are key to learning things. Okay? You might even read a book that's got nothing to do with spirituality and nothing to do with gifts. Okay? But you'll clock a sentence in there that's really going to resonate with you and put something else into perspective for you. And you'll take that from that book and you'll evolve just from one little sentence in a book that's got nothing to do with whatever you're doing. Do you understand? You will take messages from everywhere. It's all about being present and paying attention to what's going on. Okay? Like, you could be walking down the street and see a bus go past that's got like a quote on it from a movie, and you'll clock it and your brain will be like, that's a message for me. That's for me, that is. Because it resonates with you. And the way you know something resonates with you, you pay more hardcore attention to it than you would anything else. Do you understand what I mean? And then your brain won't let it just flit away. You know? They say as well that when you walk past people in the street, you don't walk past those people for no reason. Everything has a reason. Nothing is a coincidence. Okay? So perspective is key. Right, I'm going to go on to the third deck now. Right, and these are some interesting cards. It does tie in with the previous cards. We've got into you, good chemistry, great vibes, pure intention. This is a couple card, okay? So this is telling me that you might have someone coming into your life, or you might already have this person in your life, but this person is a good vibe for you, okay? Look at the love between the two. She feels safe in his arms, and he feels at peace holding her, okay? Pure intentions, that's a good person coming in for you or already around you, okay? That's cute. Right, also we've got drama starter. Right, this could be the person from the very first card that we tapped into. It says drama starter, and it is giving X, okay? Might not be, could be a friend, could be a family member, could be a work colleague, but this person in your life, or on the outskirts of your life looking in, is a drama starter. They like to stir the pot, always in the middle, and they love chaos, okay? So this could be a person that just causes problems for the fun of it. Do you remember when I was speaking about my ex, and I said that he just revelled in people's pain? He enjoyed people's suffering, okay? This is what this person is giving, alright? This is a man and a woman on this card. Could be a man and a woman for you. Could be a same-sex relationship. If you're a man, it could be a woman. If you're a woman, it could be a man. Okay? If it's not a relationship, it could be a family member. It could be a friend, or it could be a work colleague. Okay? I mean, who knows? It could be some strange person from the book club that you attend. Who knows? But this person is trouble. Okay? And back to intuition, you already know that this person is trouble. But you're doing the same thing that I've done previously in the past, and you're trying to give space for this person to do better. Okay? Sometimes people aren't going to do better. They're going to stay on the exact path that they're already on because it's comfortable. You know, waking up and evolving is very, very hard, very testing, sometimes can be chaotic and painful, right? In fact, I know it's painful because when you're going through an evolution of self, you've got to sit down and really look at your own crap. Yeah, we observe other people, but you've got to observe yourself as well. What am I doing wrong? Why have I done that? Why have I said that? Why did I do this? Why did I do that? Why did I say this? Why did I say that? And then you feel guilty. Okay? That's self-reflection. And self-reflection can be painful. Okay? But I don't think that it's you. I think that this is an external person. Okay? You will know who that person is because you have already clocked that this person likes chaos. This person is troubled. This person loves causing problems. They revel in people's downfalls. Okay, so this is the type of person where if you was to touch wood that you don't, but say for instance you lost a job, this person would be like, oh, that's crap, man. But you know, sometimes that's why we've got to watch what we're doing. You know, this person is an ARSE hole. Okay, this person is not a good person to have around. Okay, they will enjoy your downfalls or anyone's downfalls. Okay, so bear that in mind. Drama starter. So this person will cause problems for the fun of it and put on an act. See, they're in a theatre. This person puts on acts, kind of like throwing stones and holding their hands. Okay, something for you to be aware of. Next we've got fishing for comments. This could be the same person as the last one. Fishing for comments, very egotistical, wants everyone to love them, wants everyone to tell them how great they are. Again, I personally wouldn't have someone like that around me. Right, I don't like people that fish for comments. I like people that build others. Okay, and that wouldn't be someone who's fishing for comments, because people that build others, they're humble. They don't need to seek validation from outside their self. Okay, because you're at peace with who you are, so you know that you're a decent person, you know that you're loving, you know that you're kind, you know that you hold space for people to be vulnerable, you know that you hold space for people to speak the truth and you don't judge them. This person does not do that at all. And it might be that same person that seeks validation of others because, well, quite frankly and quite honestly, they hate themselves, but they would never admit that they hate themselves. They probably give off the energy that they love themselves and they're at peace. No, they're not. No, they're not. If you're at peace with yourself and you love yourself, really, really, outside comments would not affect you. Someone would come and say, oh, well, you're not a very good person because you did this or you said that. That's going to go over my head. Not bothered. That's your perspective. My perspective's different, okay? But this person fishes for compliments. This person seeks outside validation. And again, if you're seeking outside validation, you don't love yourself. You love the idea of loving yourself, but you don't actually love yourself. So that, I don't think it's you. I think that's connected to the other person, the drama starter and the enemy from the first card. Okay, I think these couple of cards here fit perfectly together. Enemy, drama starter, and fishing for comments. I don't think it's you. This is an external person from you. okay? And I would just say, be kind, but use discernment. Don't let people come and tell you who you are, what you are. Don't let people tell you about your strengths. Don't let people dampen your light, okay? Scarcity tactics. Now, this could be someone, it could be the same person. As I said at the start, when this could be an ex, it could be a friend. This person could be withholding from you on purpose. You know, when we said that some people like to cause people problems and they get a real kick out of it, they really enjoy seeing people suffer. This person could be holding things back from you purposely because they enjoy your sorrow. They enjoy seeing you hurt. They enjoy seeing you in lack or feeling that you're in lack. Do you understand what I mean? So all these 4 cards that we've spoke about, what I just held up these 3. Okay, fishing for comments, enemy, and drama starter, and then scarcity tactics. You have someone in your energy that's either a fake friend, was a fake lover, was a fake family member. Someone in your life is not for you, and you already know this, but you're choosing to keep them around, or you're continuing to keep the contact with them, and you shouldn't, because this person is checkmating you all the time. That's a chessboard, okay? They're trying to get one over on you all the time. They're playing games. They're playing absolute games. You don't need to be nasty, right? You can love people from a distance, and that means that you cut them off kindly. You don't even need to tell them. Just withdraw your energy, just pull back. Stop messaging them, stop inviting them round, stop giving them your energy. Do you understand? This person enjoys stirring your pot, okay? Right, now I'm going to go on to the runes. This is a very cute little deck, and I love it. Right, let's have a look. That's the instruction card, sorry. Right, first one, I'm not going to try and pronounce these because I know I'll get them wrong and I don't want to offend anyone. But gifts, both in the sense of sacrifice and of generosity, indicating balance, all matters in relation to exchanges, including contracts, personal relationships and partnerships. Okay, you're going to know what that means. Second one, success, goals achieved, honour, life force, health, a time when power will be available to you for positive changes in your life, victory, health and success. Well, what do you know? Third one, transportation, may present a horse, car, plane, boat or other vehicle, movement and change for the better, which ties in excuse me, with this one, which was the train, moving forward, moving from one place to another. Okay, so those are very, very positive cards, and I do resonate with this reading for myself, but obviously it's for the collective. I'm going to do some angel cards, angel number cards I should say. Right. So your first one is alignment. 777. Okay. Angel whispers. Your progress is recognised and alignment is here. It is within your reach. The whisper is reminding you to stay the course and feel Source working through you. Your gifts are being recognised. Affirmation. I blossom and bloom as I use my gifts. All things simply align as I feel the feeling of the divine. Card number 2 is the angel number 143. Preparation. Angel whispers. Life is filled with phases. The whisper is telling you to prepare for the unexpected and allow change to pass through with a sense of peace. Financial and creative changes are upon you. Affirmation. My dreams and desires are coming to fruition, bringing change that I welcome with an open heart and mind. Your third card, I like this one. I got this one the other day. 000, which is guidance. Angel whispers, you have full support for the divine. The guidance you are seeking is here and your life is moving into the right direction. This is the start of a new beginning where one cycle ends and a new one begins. Affirmation. I trust in the magic of new beginnings. I feel the support and guidance that is all around me. Okay. I've got my own cards here, which I've wrote. Okay, I'm just going to pull from the cards. I hate my face being on this camera, you know. I'm really sorry. My big head in the way. First one, we've got fire sign. Sagittarius, Aries and Leo. Second one, I get readings done on you. I only said tarot was evil because I was scared of being exposed. Oh wow. Let's get another one. Love who you are, you're all good. This is going to be, where is it? This person. Okay. And then this is going to be the enemy from the first few cards. Okay. Let's get another one. I'm going to go towards the bottom. Oh, investigation. Investigation. Now this could be you investigating your spiritual path. It could be these guys investigating you. Or it could be a literal legal investigation. Okay? So you put that where you feel that fits for you guys. I'm going to do one more from the top. So some of my friends and family don't want me to be with you. Okay, this reading actually really resonates for myself. But it is a collective read, okay? So maybe we've got some of the same things going on. Who knows? Right, that is that. I really enjoyed doing that reading for you guys. If you enjoyed it, you can like, share, comment, subscribe, whatever. It is my first reading and I was very nervous when I first started it, but I feel that I eased out into it quite nice. I will be doing some more, so keep checking back. I do work full time and I also have a little part-time job as well, so I am a busy lady, but check back and I will definitely put readings on when I can. Okay, thank you very much for listening. I hope you find some peace or guidance or something in this reading. That's what I put it there for. I hope you have a smashing day and I will see you all soon. Bye bye.